Go.
Tonight's episode of the Botch Pod is brought to you by our new favorite fantasy app called Draft. Here's how it works. It's a season-long best ball format. Your best players get automatically selected, and you get the best score every week. You can draft a team anytime you want, and the best part is that you can play for cold, hard cash. Leagues start from just $3. There's a league for everyone. Just search Draft in the App Store or go to playdraft.com and come play for free with the promo code FAKEPIGSKIN. For a limited time only, all new players get a free entry into a $3 best ball draft when you make your first deposit, but you got to use our promo code FAKEPIGSKIN. That's FAKEPIGSKIN, one word. Let's go.
What's up, everybody? It's Michael Vincent, and this is our second edition of the Botch Pod. Today, we're joined with we got Josh. Hi, Josh. How you doing today?
I'm doing well, man. How you doing?
Good. You sound like you just woke up.
I did just wake up. I feel great now.
Big weekend, or you still hungover? Or are you getting ready for the following weekend?
I'm getting ready for the following weekend, in which Tennessee can disappoint me again. So
did they lose? I didn't catch that.
Yeah, they lost, Mike. They lost.
Who they play?
Florida. God.
Non-conference though, right? No, they're not. That's ACC, SEC, so it doesn't count.
It's SEC. God, do you watch football?
I thought Miami was. Oh, Miami's ACC, right?
Yeah.
And sorry about that. I know they lost. Iowa is 3-0, so that's all that matters. They're playing.
Cool. Who they beat so far?
They are playing Penn State this week, so
that's 3-1. Okay,
big win.
Cool.
Big win. It's gonna be a big game. It's in Iowa City, so it'll be a good time. I believe Penn State's a 12-point favorite, so that should go well for us. Also, Zach's here too. I think Zach's on his third pod of the day. But that's not even the biggest news of his day. Zach, how's everything going over there?
That's all right, man. Things are going well. That's about it. Nothing new.
Any news? No, that's not
true.
You did buy a house. Congratulations. Talk louder.
And then I bought laborers and some trusses and piping, and some dudes are going to make it into a house.
So you're legit like building a house from scratch?
I am literally. I might go to the job site and just kind of hang out.
Nice. When do they start? When are they breaking ground?
November, I think. I think it's November.
And they can work through the winter because you don't have a winter out there.
No, it's just spring. It's spring all year long, or all winter long.
And you were on a couple pods earlier. How did those go?
Than this.
So far, so good. All right, fair enough.
I mean, worse than this.
Well, I can promise you that we're probably going to have a little bit more maybe notoriety or, I don't know, content. We have a guest, our first guest.
Whoa.
So, yeah, we were so bad in episode 1 that they're like, hey, you need somebody that actually knows football. So we're welcomed here by Sam Holt or Samantha Holt. I'm not sure what she goes by, from the Fantasy Authority, PFA. And she wants to talk some injuries and some other stuff. How you doing today, Sam?
I'm doing great, guys. How you doing?
Good. Sorry for making you wait. I know you were going to start at 8:30 regardless, but we were going to work you into it instead of starting from the beginning. So that's why we're called the Botch, because things don't go well. People fall asleep. Zach's eating a payday. I just got back from a softball tournament. Bad news, guys. We won, so we're going to move on next week. So we're going to have a late start again. I know. I know. It sucks for you.
Cool.
It helps Zach. I know. Sorry about that.
Oh.
So let's go right into this. Football, big week 2. Everyone thought things were going to be back to normal. Kind of, sort of, but not really. The Chargers lost as usual. The kicker. Big new leg from Korea or Taiwan. Second week in a row has missed a game-winning field goal. Jay Cutler from my Bears takes down the Chargers. Zach, I know you probably caught most of that game on the West Coast. Any thoughts on that?
Jay Cutler throws the ball like he doesn't give a shit, and I love it.
And
He just throws the ball down the field, and he has Devontae Parker who will go up and catch it regardless of anything that's going to happen to his body. And it's just the perfect Jay Cutler situation.
Zach,
and he can dump off to Jarvis Landry. We can talk about Jarvis Landry.
We're going to talk about that because Metrics guys got destroyed this week because of Landry. We'll get to that later.
That's what Cutler does, dude. That's what Cutler – he checks down the ball. A guy 10, 12 times a game and have him getting up with 80 yards. Who gives a shit? You're moving the ball.
I'm not trying to be rude or bash us or anything, but we totally missed a narrative last week. We totally missed one. Jay Cutler beating the Chargers was a revenge game.
That's true.
Against Phillip Rivers, and he got the revenge.
That's right. I remember.
Oh, shit.
Didn't he throw him into the pool with his diabetes medicine?
No, that was Peyton Manning.
I thought that was Rivers. Well, I know one of those guys did with the AFC is Pro Bowl or whatever. I know Josh was big for you because you've been talking Cutler forever. I know you were waiting for him to do well last year, and he came back this year. And I know it's big for you. You're a big Vanderbilt guy too, so I know that was a big moment for you.
No.
Josh was also a big Santa Claus dude too.
Santa Claus,
really Santa Claus.
You know that if you write a letter to Santa Claus, the people of Santa Claus, Indiana, will respond to you if you're under the age of 13.
Cool. So it's like Jay Cutler's boring ass parents just responding.
Yep.
To a bunch of kids' letters. So no, you were naughty this year. Don't ask for shit.
That's what I would do.
That sounds like a Southern thing. You guys still send mail and Santa Claus. I don't know who's listening, but
stamps
is real. But
he's real as shit.
Santa Claus, Indiana is closer to Chicago than it is the South.
This is true. Is it really? Okay, my bad. I just figured Cutler, Vanderbilt, you guys down there. I thought he was your guys' guy, but maybe not. Zach, the Patriots, they were dead week 1, but now they're back. How do you feel?
Are they back?
Are they back? I mean, they beat the Saints. Everybody beats the Saints, though.
Yeah, well, of course, because the Saints defense. How much longer does Sean Payton have in New Orleans? This year?
No, that leash is long. They won the Super Bowl 8 years ago, 2009, 2010 season. They haven't made the playoffs in four years. Here they are going 7-9 every year. The NFC South isn't exactly. I mean, they've had 2 different teams go to the Super Bowl the last 2 years. I don't know why Sean Payton's still there. He won the Super Bowl.
That could have easily been each year.
Exactly.
If they didn't suck. If he could actually build a defense that isn't made of 1 or 2 decent dudes and then just a bunch of scrubs that don't know how to play defense. It's terrible, dude. Every single game that the Saints play, you could call that a shootout. If it's a semi-decent quarterback playing from behind for the majority of the game. And that's what happened again this week. Cool. So this is definitely a botch. Mike disconnected.
Mike is gone.
That's cool.
Okay. Cool. Bye, Mike. Wait, if he disconnected, it's not recording anymore, right?
I don't know. Oh shit.
This is great. He was giving me so much shit for falling asleep for 15 minutes. Oh man.
How do I add him?
I don't know.
Jesus Christ.
Sam is never coming back on here again, dude.
Nope.
Never.
It's all good.
This is great. I don't know how to add him.
If he has the link, can he just re-click it?
Yeah. Shit. All right, there he is. All right, Mike is back.
Is he on mute?
I'm here.
This is a botch. Welcome to the botch.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Where did I get cut off there? When did I get cut off?
Something about.
What were we talking about? Oh, the Saints having a bad defense.
Yes. Did you guys hear me talk about the receivers at all?
No.
All right. I think, Josh, it's showing up because your connection is ugly, and we lost connection on your side.
Oh, it was me that lost connection.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's weird because we were all here.
Oh.
Yeah, it's weird because we were all here talking to each other and you were gone. But yeah,
All right.
it's my fault. My bad.
As long as it keeps going, though. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened there. Well, I was talking about the Saints, and if you guys moved on past the Saints and the Patriots, we can move on again. So that's why we call it the Botch, guys, and that's why we do it live. And live is ugly sometimes. It's true.
That was ugly.
It is. Speaking of ugly, Amari Cooper on Tuesday. I'm sorry, on Sunday, he did his usual Amari Cooper thing. 4 catches, 33 yards, no touchdowns. Who got all those touchdowns, Josh? I forget.
I think it was what's his name? The wide receiver one there. Michael Crabtree.
Michael Crabtree. The guy who's actually and shout out to our friend Taylor from Cups Ball, who said that Crabtree's actually more expensive right now on DraftKings than Cooper. So
wow.
Yeah. So that usually says something that the guy who's more expensive is usually the number one receiver. Josh, Zach, how do you feel about that?
Amari Cooper's the number 1 receiver.
He's not. He's not good.
No, he's not.
Bad at football.
Terrible.
He is so bad. Don't even
wait till next week. Just wait till next week.
Wait till next week when he goes to like 2 catches on Sun. It's Sunday Night Football, dude. You know what that means? He's gonna try too hard, and Carr's just gonna go. You know what? I'm gonna find Crabtree, who's always open, and I'm gonna throw him. He's gonna get 3 more touchdown passes. So why don't you just get off that Cooper?
It's against Washington though. So if you go by your math of saying that he's the wide receiver 1, then isn't he gonna get shadowed by Josh Norman?
Oh, no, because in the NFL, no, Cooper's still number 1 for like the NFL, but for fantasy purposes, he is maybe a third option on that offense.
But if you're a defensive coordinator and you're looking at the matchup and going, who do we put our number 1 corner on? Do you put him on Amari Cooper or do you put him on Michael Crabtree?
I would put him on Cooper at this point. He's the bigger body. He'll get shut down, and the narrative will continue that Crabtree's the better player.
So the narrative is that Amari Cooper is just playing against the best corners in the league because he's so elite that teams are always putting their best defenders on him. Got it.
And that's what I was going to get to. Like, I don't like Cooper for fantasy. I'll never draft him again. But there's something to be said that the number 2s tend to be the guys who get more the points, which is counterintuitive. Perfect example last week. Crabtree 3 touchdowns, Cooper nothing. On the Cowboys-Broncos game, Thomas had a couple. I think it was like 4 for 60 or something. But it was Emmanuel Sanders that had 2 touchdowns. Now that Martavis Bryant is back, Antonio Brown's going to command the double team, and Bryant's going to be open more. So does it make sense, and is it counterintuitive to draft a number 1 receiver early, knowing that it's really the number 2 that gets most of the work, or is it just, are you overthinking that situation?
It is my entire philosophy to draft number 2 receivers.
Oh, we know.
That's how I go about fantasy because I don't know. So I kind of related to that. Just like you said, the number 1 receiver is usually going to be double teamed. He's going to have a safety over the top. They're going to have some way to make sure that he's covered in all facets. Of course, he's a number 1 receiver for a reason, so he's going to get catches. He's still going to do shit during the game, but that just leaves guys like, I don't know, tight ends open up the fucking middle because they pull, a linebacker over there to help cover him or something, But I love wide receiver 2s because all they do is they just Cole Beasley, Julian Edelman, Sterling Shepard. Those guys, dude, are just they're studs in their own manner because all they do is catch the balls that the quarterback can't throw to the wide receiver 1.
I agree. I agree with that because why pay for a Antonio Brown? Well, no, Antonio Brown's matchup and everything proof. He doesn't count. Why pay for Amari Cooper when you can get Michael Crabtree for for less to that point. Like you said, why draft Corey Davis when you can get Rashard Matthews, or why draft Keenan Allen when you can get Tyrell Williams? So
It's in Dynasty, it's always cool to have
the guy.
Exactly. You want to have the OBJ, the Mike Evans, you want to have those type of guys because it's like, all right, their trade value is tremendous. So if you ever do find yourself a hole, you can trade those dudes immediately. But I mean, points wise, it's about. I mean, the same thing. Why, like I mentioned, tight ends randomly eat because the focus is elsewhere.
I kind of agree with what you guys are saying. I think the big thing about having those studs is on a week-to-week basis, you're kind of required to start them. Like you're maybe unless they're hurt, but if they're if Julio's starting, you can't bench Julio. There's no one on your team that you can really legitimately bench. But if you have a bunch of wide receiver twos, you can just kind of play matchups. And
no, it's true because you figure the number ones are all going to cancel themselves out. If they all do their job, they're all going to get you 15, 16 points. If you start the right number twos, and that's where you're going to win your games. Or you start the right tight end, that's going to be the number two pass catcher. That's where games are won. The number one guys are always going to get canceled. They're going to cancel each other out. If they're worth their weight in salt, they're going to get what they're supposed to. But you don't want to stack a team that has a bad offense just because they're a number two. Like you're not going to go out there and Terrell Pryor and Jamison Crowder, who's really the number one. But if you have a chance to go with Cobb and Adams or Nelson and Adams or whatever it is, they got three guys that you can start with no problems every week. And I think that's why. And then that's that same mentality with running back. Like if you're in a league that rewards pass catchers, like why not just why pay for the stud when you can
pay for Crowell when you can get Duke Johnson?
Yeah, or why pay for the number like the Rob Kelly or the the number one guy when like a guy like Chris Thompson is still going to get enough touches to be relevant on a team with.
That's why everybody drafts Vereen and Chris Thompson, like you just mentioned.
My guy,
Charles Sims, and all those just straight pass catch because they're usually on teams that don't have like a set number one. And they also get used very frequently in the pass game to where they're lining up now at receiver, or they're coming straight out of the backfield. They're putting a chip block on, and
they're staying in the game even when like the quote unquote bell cow is still out there. Where before like they'd only be coming out in like a third down or a change of pace situation. Perfect example is like the Patriots. Like Edelman's out, Amendola was out, Gronkowski was out. And they had White and Burkhead out there the whole time. I mean, I think White led the team in snaps. He's essentially an extension of the running game. I'm sorry, an extension.
And Burkhead had a receiving TD.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and James White had 8 catches. Like, I think he's got. It's just crazy. And Patriots have always done a good job. That's why you can't really know who you're going to draft on the Patriots because you're kind of stuck with just hoping the game flow pushes one way or the other. Like this week, it's going to be the Patriots Texans. Who knows what's going to happen?
And that's why the Patriots are the perfect team because they build their team like you're supposed to. You're not paying for a stud. They have the biggest stud right now they have is Brandon Cooks, but they're not even paying him that much. It's something where the Patriots just continuously have these. They don't have a bell cow back. They just have someone that you can plug and play. Depending on each matchup, if you got, we got soft linebackers and a weak defensive front, so let's get the pass catching guy out there instead of trying to run the ball down the throat. Let's just pull him into the flat every other play and dump off if we need to. It's genius. That's why the Patriots are so freaking good.
Yeah, no, I agree. Speaking of Patriots being good, who's been bad? I mean, if we had to pick a team right now, 2 weeks in, disappointments. Josh, you want to?
Oh shit.
I'm kind of disappointed in the Bengals this year. I thought that they
a good one. I didn't hear that one before.
The biggest disappointment.
Yeah.
I feel like their offense was supposed to be dangerous and effective, and it hasn't been. Andy Dalton looks like dog shit.
He does.
Analysis.
They changed the
Giants.
Yeah, the Giants, God. They changed their offensive coordinator, though, or the Bengals did, so let's see what happens. People who are, like, selling Bernard, I'd wait to see what this guy does. So, Zach, how about you? Biggest disappointment?
Well, now I can't say the Bengals, so I'm just looking through.
Was I not supposed to say the Bengals? Did I take someone's?
You could say the Giants, Zach.
Yeah, I'm just going to say the Giants because the Giants have been horrid, not just like bad, but just really bad, where they're not doing anything offensively, and when they try to do something offensively, it just looks like a circle and a square peg. It's like nothing that they do works. It's just terrible.
Not just horrid on freaking primetime 2 weeks in a row. So
And
I
that's
mean,
the thing.
I think
If you play the narrative, there is a narrative that the Giants don't score dick on primetime games. They have like a 16-point average over the primetime
terrible.
games.
And I don't think we have enough Giants games on primetime either. So I think we need more boring. God, they're so boring. 3rd and 11, they're running draw plays. Oh, it's so bad.
Oh, don't worry. That's how the season's going to end. It's going to be week 17, and they're going to bump. Who did the Giants play that week? They're going to bump the Giants Redskins game to primetime because they're like, it's
because they're going to win.
We got to have Monday night games, so let's put the fucking Giants on with the Redskins and have it be a 9-13 game.
Yeah, no, I agree. Sam, what about you? Who do you think the biggest disappointment is so far this season?
Well, Bengals is the top of the list, the biggest disappointment, because I know that a lot of people drafted Joe Mixon really high, and they've gotten nothing out of him. Those people, I'm one of them.
Nice.
And, honestly, I'm really hoping that they can turn it around with a different offensive coordinator. And he's such a talented player. If they can just rework things, I think that there's some potential there. But that's a wait and see. Colts are disappointing. I mean, Gore's not even getting you the numbers that he got you last year on his consistency.
That's true. You figure Andrew Luck and that offensive line, they're definitely a huge part in Gore's production. I mean, they're gonna stack the box knowing that it's a quarterback that's not Andrew Luck out there. So Gore, either that or Gore finally hit the wall.
Yeah, and then people that drafted T.Y. Hilton so high, they're not getting anything out of him either. So that's a huge disappointment right there. I think that's a good top 3 of biggest disappointments is Bengals, Giants, and Colts are really big disappointments. I think Chargers fans are disappointed in their losses, but I don't think that fantasy owners are disappointed in them necessarily.
That's a great point. Yeah, Keenan Allen is back. I'm hoping that he stays healthy. Rivers, I saw someone on Twitter say that Rivers should walk in every game feeling that he's down 2 scores in the fourth quarter because that's when he does well. They don't do anything for 3 quarters and then he just goes off.
I was at that game this weekend and it was really fun to watch Rivers connect with Allen consistently, and then it was also really fun to watch Jay Cutler throw like he's not even looking where he's throwing. And just Kenny Stills and Landry are just well, I got to make this a play, and then they get it. And it's just, it was pretty comical to watch Rivers, who's actually a talented quarterback who's can throw things like a dart, and then Cutler just aiming for the stands, just plucking balls like they're free T-shirts. It was pretty funny.
That's Cutler's thing. That's Cutler's MO. In Chicago for 8 years, he never won. Just a constant just throwing it up. But who knows? Maybe he makes people better. Maybe he makes Landry better. Parker, he threw Stills a couple.
I think he makes Ajayi better because he can hand him the ball effectively. He can stand there and just be like, all you, bud. And, I was really happy to see how many yards Ajayi got because I own Ajayi in a dynasty league, so that's nice.
Nice. Yeah, he's.
You also don't have to worry about Cutler trying to do a handoff and then actually just making an option play and then running away with it because Cutler won't run. You don't have to worry about that. Tannehill, he's scary out there, but Cutler will just stand in the pocket until someone breaks his legs.
No, and to that point. It's almost someone told him, don't run, because there were points when he was scrambling around so much, he might as well have just run it to the side, and he would actually have gained and gotten a first down. But then he just did a quick little, bubble pass to someone. He's just I'm not supposed to have the ball. You have it. Julius Thomas got the ball twice, and he's like, I'm not even supposed to get the ball. Why are you throwing it to me? I'm right in front of you.
I was a blocker on this play.
Yeah, you watch Julius Thomas now. He'll end up being a top 15 tight end in the right situation because Cutler's just going to just wing it. That defense isn't that good, so they're going to be in a lot of games, but they're also going to be having to play from behind a lot.
Yeah, to Thomas's credit, he's 6'5", so he's a really easy target.
Giant man. He is a giant
for Cutler to hit. So yeah, I mean, if you're looking for a deep sleeper, I think Thomas is a decent stash now.
People forget that Thomas played basketball, right? Zach, is that true? Is he a former basketball player?
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody else played basketball too.
Jimmy Graham?
Anthony Gates? Antonio Gates. Okay.
Yeah.
Anthony? I don't think I've ever heard anyone call him Anthony.
Man,
Anthony. It's his English name.
British Anthony. Speaking of the Chargers, we'll go right into our segment, our favorite segment. Well, we've only done it once. Call it Bodied. For those of you who don't know, if you get shit on Twitter by the wrong person, they're going to say you got bodied by them. So that sort of stuck. It's kind of our rally cry. So if you're on Botch and you get brought up, you got bodied most likely. Zach, I know this is a big week for you for metrics guys that got bodied. All the people talking athletics, people talking scores and spark this and metrics that. They got destroyed with the Landry success and a lot of these other quote unquote bad athletes that I think Tyrell Williams was considered a bad athlete once. So a big win for you, or do you kind of want to keep it going and see how many more weeks of success that happens?
See, it's the one thing that with these guys is that it's never consistent. It's like hoping the dude's going to get a touchdown every single week of the year. It's just not going to happen. Jarvis Landry, I mean, any math dude or statistician.
But he has a graph. What about the graphs?
No, dude, graphs are dumb. When a dude catches a ball 13 times in a PPR league, that's 13 points. Doesn't matter what he gets after that. That's 13 points.
You like
if you think about yeah, exactly. I like points, dude.
If he does it for 4 years in a row.
Yeah, exactly, Josh. Exactly. At what point do we say Jarvis Landry is not who cares if he's a bad athlete? Does he get me 100 catches, 1,000 yards, and is that what I want for my third receiver?
Exactly.
Yes.
Oh, without a doubt. That's exactly what you want. It doesn't matter anymore.
But everyone always asks if he's sustainable. Is his production sustainable? He's unathletic. It can't be sustainable. He's been doing it for 4 years.
Yeah, if they're winning,
that's a presidential term.
That's a whole Obama term.
That's half. Yeah.
Half Obama. They gave him a second one.
Oh, but regardless, now they're winning. Oh well, he's still getting it. So shut up, graph guy.
It doesn't, dude. And honestly, for fantasy as well too, it does not matter. Because like I was trying to say, if you think about like your normal league without like weird scoring or whatever, it's like 130 to 150 points a week is like a good score, and that'll get you a win. If you're getting 13 catches from one dude, which is 13 points, not even talking about his yardage, you've got that 10% share that you need for basically every player, to get your 130 or 150. On top of his yardage too, the dude. I mean, it's still 20.8 or whatever. 13 freaking catches. It's not like the dude had a tremendous game, stats wise, but that's fantasy points, and I'll take that any day of the week, dude.
I agree. And Sam, if you're on the pod more often than not, we're not anti points, or we want people to score touchdowns and catch the ball. So, but if you're a graph person, that's cool too. There's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, I'm bad at math.
All right, cool. So you like stats. All right, cool. Like
I just like to know who got the ball.
Hey, perfect. Yeah, that's
exactly.
Not how they got it or how high they jumped. Did they catch it?
Where did they take the ball?
How many yards the ball traveled in the air?
Did they drop it?
Yes, drops was a huge thing today on Twitter. By the way, if anybody saw that, it was a big conversation. I'm not going to go into names, but some big industry guys were going at it. So I'm glad to be on the other side of that, just enjoying and watching it. So, and then the next group of people that got bodied this year so far, guys who went RB heavy in the beginning. Is zero RB dead? I asked that last week. I'm going to ask it again. Guy Le'Veon Bell not producing after 2 weeks. Martavis Bryant being back is definitely going to cut into his receiving share. Obviously, DJ's out for a while. Zeke, I think he had 1 yard or 4 yards or something. DeMarco Murray's done nothing. He's hurt. Jordan Howard's hurt. possibly. Josh, anyone you want to add to that? 0 RB pile crap.
No, I think you got all the big guys pretty much. Oh, I know who got bodied. I got someone.
Go.
Everyone who said that Todd Gurley sucked at football.
You're right.
Kiss my ass. They can kiss my ass. I hate
People
those
were
people.
all over that. I think the change of scenery, the change of coaching. You're right. You know what? I believe I passed him up in a PPC league with you in Brotherhood of Botch League, and I went with Julio, who's been fine. But if I could do it all over again, I might. I went with Melvin. I had Melvin in the second round, but I would have had Gurley and Gordon, and I'd be in great shape right now.
My favorite thing about Gurley the Gurley haters, is that they're still pulling out stats from his 2 games so far, and they're like, hey, just so you know, even though he scored like a shit ton of fantasy points for you, he had like -0.3 yards per attempted rush.
Yes. People are pointing out his
on pressures, when it was a pressure situation, when there was more than 2 linebackers blitzing, he had -0.3 yards. So I mean, just consider that when you're looking at next week's matchups. It's like, what the fuck? What does that even mean?
It's my favorite is he catches 4 or 5 passes. He has about 80 total yards and 2 touchdowns. He's dropping over 20 points for you. And everyone's like, well, he didn't rush for 100 yards, so he's not good. He's not good at football.
Oh, he still
didn't rush
hasn't
for
hit 100 yards since his rookie year. It's like, well,
no, but he's catching passes and catching touchdowns. It's the modern day NFL. You're not going to have guys like Steven Jackson carry the ball 35 times a game for 110 yards. It's not like that anymore.
Or the old, exactly, the 40 carry for 70 yards and 3 touchdown guy, the fullbacks that used to just run, Corey Schlesinger or something like that.
Throwback.
Yes, I like that. Was a big NFC Central back in the day. Big guy over there playing for the Lions. It looks like someone made a parody account of Travis. I wonder who did
Travis May.
that. Do you think he made his own parody account?
Maybe.
He may have.
He may have made his own parody account.
He totally did.
Travis is great.
Sam, line stepping Travis.
Yeah, that's what's even better about it.
He totally did. That's his own thing, and that's beautiful. I love it. That's hilarious. Travis does stuff with TFA. Sam does stuff with TFA. So that's how we all got connected to her. I was going to go into speaking of Gurley and talk about her, but now we're just going to talk about her anyway. Samantha, like we said, thanks for joining us. Sam is she works with TFA, which is the Fantasy Authority. You can follow her on Twitter at Samantha R. Holt, and she could tell everybody what the R stands for if she wants. I thought it was Roberta. I was wrong. So she does. She's a graphic designer for something called Sweet Sweat, and like I said, a fantasy football writer for TFA. So if you want to introduce yourself, tell us about yourself. Go crazy.
Yeah, sure. Well, everyone calls me Sam, so you guys can call me Sam. I'm not a very formal person. I feel like Samantha sounds really formal, so I go by Sam. And the R stands for Ray, so that's my middle name.
There you go.
I've been writing for TFA last season and this season, so just under 2 years. And I've been playing fantasy for, I think, 6 or 7 years now, so it's been a long time. I started in college because I always loved football, and then the guys that I knew were playing it, and I was like, okay, this has got to be something easier I can pick up and play than something like Halo, which I can never pick up. So I thought I'd give that a try, and I enjoyed it. So I kept up with it, and I grew with the game over the years. For work, I'm a graphic designer. I work for a company called Sports Research, and they make something called Sweet Sweat. And actually, Sweet Sweat is it's a gel that you put on when you work out, and it's a vasodilator. And what that means is it opens up your blood vessels so that you can have a more efficient workout, and go harder in the gym. And then you don't have as bad of DOMS, or what people call, I think that's the shortened term. It's delayed onset muscle soreness.
We in the business. All right, you can do that. It's fine.
Yeah, we in the business is what they call it. And it's actually something that a lot of football players use. We have a lot of contracts with NFL teams, and all of them use it in their training, which is kind of cool. So people like Julius Thomas and Martavis Bryant are clients of ours, and they actually use our products a lot, which is cool.
So it's like a pre-workout, but like for your skin.
Kind of, yeah. So you put it on before you go into the gym and you just start working out, and you'll realize your muscles get warm as you're working out. You warm up a lot faster. And when you warm up faster, you're able to get a better workout in. And then when you cool down, sometimes people get cramping immediately after they work out. You don't have that as much with this because your blood vessels are all open. So you're able to like cool down a lot easier, heat up a lot faster. And it just helps with a lot of different things. I've used it a lot since I've started working there, and I can tell you I'm in way better shape now, and I enjoy working out more when I'm using it. So that's pretty cool.
Do we get samples for this, since we pretty much gave you like free advertising for the 9 people that probably listen to this right now?
I can talk to them at work and see what I can do.
In fact, our 5th caller or the 5th tweeter can get a sample from Sam at some point. So, but that's pretty cool.
I think I found a Christmas gift for my wife now. That's awesome.
Perfect. Oh, that's right. Yeah, she does. She's a weightlifter, so she will kill you.
Bodybuilder.
Oh, she'll totally love it. We have something called a waist trimmer that she can put on with it, and it'll totally change your workout. She'll love it.
Sweet.
Nice. I need a waist. Yeah. So at Sweet Sweat, and yeah, go on there and check it out, people. And if there's anyone listening that needs that, she'll get you guys the hookup. But yeah, thanks for coming on. I do appreciate, we do. I'm sorry, it's a we team.
We're a team, guys. Come on.
We're a team. Sorry. Last week, Sam she retweeted something that I had said that got stolen from an NFL Network guy. We're not going to name it. It was about revenge games. So that we hooked her on that. So I appreciate you coming on. It was originally a joke, but we figured, you know what, you might add some sort of reality to it. You wanted to talk injuries. There's been a lot of injuries the first couple of weeks. Obviously, we talked about Zero RB a little bit. If you want to, Zero RB being dead. I'm sorry, Zero RB is back. Zero Receiver is dead. If you want to expound on that, and then any injuries and any tips that you might have if people are still on their waiver wires for heading into week 3.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a slew of injuries. We could talk forever about them. But just to gloss over a couple that'll be affecting you this week. Obviously, the big loss is Greg Olsen, out for at least 6 to 8 weeks with a broken foot. He's having surgery. I think he had it yesterday or today. That's a huge one. And I am a Greg Olsen owner, so I had to run to the waiver wire and see what was available. And because the guys in my league suck, there's very, very few tight ends to pick up. So I picked up Jared Cook in Oakland.
Nice. Another guy who gets more touchdowns than Amari Cooper this year.
Yes. So when Cooper's getting covered and Crabtree available, hopefully Cook will pick up a few targets for me this weekend. Outside of that, Corey Coleman is out with the same hand getting re-hurt. So that's fun stuff in Cleveland. Oh my gosh, I have. If you saw my notes right now, they're covered in injury news. I don't even know where to go. Jordan Reed, no shock.
Garbage. Yeah.
Like, I feel like a lot of these are like, of course they're hurt. Jordan Reed's hurt. Tyler Eifert's hurt. Why are these guys always hurt? I don't understand. Like,
they don't have enough sweet sweat.
Yeah, they need to do some yoga and put some sweet sweat on, apparently.
Quarterback's been pretty healthy so far this year. Obviously, Andrew Luck is not, but everyone else.
Tannehill.
But he didn't get hurt in the season.
Well, he's also a receiver too, so.
Yeah. But something interesting I saw was that Will Fuller actually practiced on Monday, so that's good news because the Texans need some extra help in the receiving corps if Watson is to have any hope of being successful there. That was good to hear. The coach has already said he's not going to play this weekend, but it's good that he went to practice this week. Higher hopes that we'll actually see him in week 4 because that was his projected timeline.
That's true. And they just cut Jalen Strong, I believe, so.
They did.
Yes.
So I know some people were stashing Fuller on their IR slot if they had one. So if they did, lucky for them. And if they didn't and he's available, you might want to try and stash him before the weekend's over. Because as soon as he gets back to playing, he's going to see a lot of targets. Let's see. Marco Murray did not practice today.
It's true. I'm very angry about that.
Yep. So and apparently a lot of people have been dropping Derrick Henry. Just because one player is doing well does not mean you should let go of their handcuffs. So foolish on you if you dropped him. I would immediately pick him back up if you're lucky enough. If not, if he's still available, then the people in your league don't know what they're doing. So.
And that's for redraft leagues. Obviously, if he's on your waiver wire in a dynasty league, you probably shouldn't be playing dynasty. But redraft, it's probably based on benches and whatever, and how deep your team goes or how big your league is. If he's out there, like you said, you should pick him up. I know in Zach's 5-team home league, he's probably not available, but if he is, pick him up.
Yeah, and I would keep an eye on the injury reports because if Murray doesn't practice in full by Friday, then it's highly unlikely he's going to be playing this weekend. Because the coaches said he wants to see a full practice out of him before they start him. They're not going to risk their best running back with tweaking his hamstring. They're not going to do that. So.
And Corey Davis is out also. He's already been ruled out.
Yep, he's already been ruled out.
And
which means more targets for Eric Decker, which I'm very excited about because I always draft Eric Decker because he's beautiful.
Oh, there you go. See, you gotta be girly about it. All right, fine.
You know what? Honestly, when I first started playing fantasy, I was like, I'll just pick all the hot guys, and that'll be awesome. And my team the first year did really well, so it's not my fault that all the attractive players are also good at football.
There you go.
You had Tom Brady. You had Tom Brady, right?
Yeah, I had Brady. I had Wes Welker. I had.
Did you have Brashad Perriman? I think he's attractive.
No, I did not.
So you just like small white guys. That's fair.
No, you know what? Randall Cobb has beautiful green eyes, and he was also.
Randall Cobb has dashing eyes.
He has beautiful eyes. This is
dashing
true.
eyes.
Yep. No, it's very true.
I rewatched The League, and I forgot that he was on that show, and he came on. I was like, he's just so beautiful. So.
There you go. Well, way to perpetuate the myth of girls playing sports, fantasy sports. So I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
No, you know your stuff. The thing about the Titans is they're playing Seattle, and it's going to be ugly. So if Murray's out, Henry's not going to look great, and people are going to freak out anyway. And so it's in Tennessee, which is like the one saving grace. But I'm worried about that situation, that backfield. If Henry takes off, Murray's probably done. There's a reason he's been on 3 teams in 5 years. So he doesn't stay healthy.
The only good thing, though, in Tennessee is they have a lot of options. So there is going to be someone that gets a lot of work this weekend. Whether or not it's anyone we've predicted, there's going to be a guy that gets all the work.
Jalston Fowler, possibly. I think he got a touchdown last week. And Josh's guy, Jonnu Smith, I think, also scored a touchdown. So a lot of.
Is it Jonnu or Jonu?
Jonnu. I thought it was Jonah. Josh knows. What is it?
It's Jonnu.
Okay. You watch a lot of Tennessee Titan football. That's your guys, right?
Oh, I love them.
It's a squad. Rise up.
My squad. That's Rise Up is the Falcons, bro.
Isn't
Whatever,
it?
Dude. Tighten up.
It's Tighten Up.
It's Tighten Up.
Yeah.
Isn't that the insurance?
It's pretty
Wow. All right. Well, yeah. Speaking of squads, any predictions for this week, Josh? Speaking of the Titans with the Seahawks coming into Tennessee.
Yeah, we're just gonna destroy Russell Wilson. Just kidding. Our defense is me.
They look terrible.
They look awful. Have you seen that picture online of Russell Wilson in the pocket and running backwards, and there's already 4 defensive linemen past his offensive line?
Yes, it's awful.
At what point do you address the offensive line when you have an elite quarterback or a so-called elite quarterback?
Well, look at Luck. I mean, Samantha.
Exactly.
Sam just said, Luck hasn't been healthy. I mean, and look at Gore. I mean, they're giant disappointments because the offensive line's not there. Look at the Bengals. Bengals let the teams you guys named. All 3 teams have awful offensive lines: the Giants, the Bengals, and the Colts, and that's because they can't stay healthy. And
it's almost like you need someone to block in order to move the football.
I heard that's a thing. I heard that is a.
It's weird how that works.
I know.
Just line up 8 receivers.
Go.
I think people forget. They'll get super jacked about a player, and it's well, you got to look at the matchup, and you got to look at what you have. Because if you have no one to block for you, your guy's not going to run anywhere. And that's one reason why last year the Rams with Gurley, he was so ineffective because not only was the coach a joke, but they just could not get it together enough to help him move the ball. So that's another reason why he's even more successful this year, because you have a coach that understands how to make him effective, and that's why you're seeing him catching more, which is
yeah, it's true. These things correlate to a way where like you can't just, like you said, Zach, stick a round peg into a square hole and just. There's only like 4 guys in the world that are like matchup proof, and it's hard. I mean, even Odell Beckham Jr. gets shut down. That team is pissed. But I mean, he looks like crap. I mean, it's only been 1 game, but you got to worry about him. You got to worry about AJ. You got to worry about Hilton. I mean, there's a lot of draft capital. Makes you wonder what the hell we're even doing in the first place and why even bother, because we don't know anything.
I did think, I'm like, why did any of us play fantasy this year if so many elite players have already come out and been like, I don't give a shit about your fantasy team. I'm going to take care of myself. Which, to be fair, they should take care of themselves. It does not matter if they're on your fantasy team. Their health is number 1. But still, the rest of us are wondering, well, then why did I play?
Exactly. If they don't care, why do we care?
Yep. But
Zach, I'm still waiting for someone to come out and be like, I only care about your fantasy teams, guys.
I feel like Antonio Brown would be that kind of guy, that he would do that.
he is that guy. He's definitely that guy. Maybe I'm just saying that because I'm a huge Steelers fan, but I feel like he's okay with it.
Are you a Steelers fan? We don't know why. Why? I mean, you don't have like a picture up of yourself in Steelers gear, do you?
I don't. I thought, yeah, that's weird.
So explain the picture. You have like Field Yates and Matthew Berry.
Oh yeah.
So how did you get, like, why are you the proud, privileged one that got to do that? Or why are you doing
that? Well, I was in the women's league when they had 2 women's league because they have so many entries that year. So that was not last year, the year before. And there were actually 2 Sams in that league, and I was the one that didn't get mentioned or interviewed on the podcast, which was kind of funny. But I tweeted at them a lot and conversed with them a lot over Twitter, and I guess they thought I was funny. So Matthew said, hey, if you're ever around, you're welcome to come by and visit, like, and hang out. And I'm like, I'm not going to ever be around because you're in Connecticut and I'm here, but I will make myself be around and I will fly out. So I messaged Daniel Dopp and we worked it out and I flew out. It was like, hey, come out. And then the following weekend I was there. So it worked out well and I got to hang out with all of them. They weren't recording that day, so I didn't get to sit in on a podcast, but I got to hang out with them literally all day and tour the ESPN campus, and it was like Disneyland for.
That's not fair because, I mean, Zach can he can attest to it. I tweet Kay Adams like every day. I have a team named after Kay Adams, and all she does is favorite them, and she doesn't invite us over to do anything. So whatever, we get it.
Well, Mike, to be fair, though, the restraining order says that she has to
You're right.
at least
I can only type
4
up to
months.
140 characters at a time. Yeah, no, you're right. No, that's
You're
pretty
not allowed
cool.
in the same building with her, but she has to like 4 of your tweets a month.
That's true.
So
There's a quota that has to get hit.
Ordered, but okay.
Yeah,
I told you that in confidence.
I don't have the restraining order against any of them. Like they don't. We're still good. So
good. So you got connections. So you're the most famous person on the pod then officially. So thank you for joining us. Any questions for us? Any crap you want to know? I mean, we're here, but we're always going to be here.
No, it's awesome. I love. Honestly, I get a lot of questions because a lot of my girlfriends, they have no interest in fantasy football. But when I do talk to them about it, they ask me how my interaction is with guys in the realm of fantasy world because they know I'm on the Twitter all the time and I'm writing and they want to know, do people even take you seriously? And I'm like, honestly, I've only had positive experiences with everyone I've met. So it's good. And I'm like, I love meeting new people. I love you guys. Like, honestly, it's just a really fun forum and it's people enjoying a hobby together. And it's fun that some people take it super serious and some people don't take it serious at all. But it's just, just something fun that we all enjoy doing. And honestly, it's super fun. It's nice that because I'm not an athlete, I can live vicariously through my team every week and pretend that we won together because I put them together.
That's very true. That's how we all became friends. It's how Josh is coming up to Chicago in October, and that'll be a lot of fun. So
Yeah, hey, if you guys are ever in Long Beach, I'd be happy to go and watch games with you. So
There you go. Well, I think where's Long Beach in proximity to San Diego, Zach? Or
Close.
is it close?
Close.
It's like 2 hours. It's like an hour and a half if you drive like I do.
Oh, well, yeah. One of our guys is over there too, so been out there. It's fun. California's awesome. Southern California is the shit. So, man, maybe
They just gave us 2 new teams, so
right. Don't screw it up this time. Like you guys screwed up the Raiders the first time and the Rams the first time. So.
Well, LA has this thing where they don't care unless you're a champion, and they also don't care unless they have options. So that's why we have 2 baseball teams, 2 hockey teams, and 2 basketball teams.
Very true. Very true. And so that's why I like Josh's situation. Because I'm in Chicago, we have one of everything. We have 2 baseball teams, so it's there what it is. But like Nashville and Tennessee, Knoxville, all that, like they have like 1 or 2 teams. But I love the passion they get for college sports because that's what they had first. And then lately they've been getting all those pro teams. But it's pretty cool. I like the college feel to a lot of these smaller areas. I'm actually envious of it, and Josh lives right in the middle of it. So
yeah, I live 10-minute, well less than that, maybe like a 5-minute drive from Needham Stadium. It's right across the river, and we put 100,000 people in that stadium every Saturday. We have a game, which is 30,000 more than a pro stadium. So yeah, it's passionate. Everyone's pissed off this week, and the radio is incredible because everyone's wanting every coach fired. Because of how terrible we played last week. But, yeah, I mean, it's cool. Sports, guys.
That's right. That's right.
Sports.
That's why I really like Arizona because we don't give a shit about
no one likes
sports.
Arizona. You're the only person that likes Arizona.
That's actually a great question. Zach, who are you rooting for this week? The Cardinals against the Cowboys or the Patriots against the Texans? Because, it wavers based on the week who you want to root for. So.
Oh, this is an easy New England week.
Okay.
Dallas is going to thump the Cardinals.
Okay.
In prime time.
And what about that? Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I would say, what about Diamondbacks Red Sox?
Well, the Red Sox won again tonight. There's still 3 games up. There's 10 games left? 9 or 10?
Yeah.
So they're going to clinch real soon. Let's see. Diamondbacks are up by 3 runs. A score of 9-6. As Josh would probably say. 9 runs to 6
No, that's not
runs.
what I'd say. 9 runs to 6 runs, guys.
Yeah, look us up like a fucking British. Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Red Sox are still going to be the number 1 seed there.
But you might get a Zach versus Zach World Series. Like you might get a Diamondback.
If that happens, I will get on whatever podcast has invited me that day since I'm just so damn popular.
You're so popular.
And I will.
Can I get an autograph?
Yeah, of course. Just
Thanks.
email my agent. No, what I need to do, or what I will do, is I will plunge a saber into my chest if that happens.
Wow,
if it's Diamondbacks
Jesus
versus
Christ.
Red Sox, I'll kill myself on just in pure joy. It won't be a sad thing.
Stop. You're out of hand right now. You're out of control.
All right.
I'm sorry. Sam, I'm sorry.
It'll be great.
It's okay. I actually just don't. Baseball is my least favorite sport.
Oh,
Yes. Thank you.
Honestly,
God, it's awful.
I
It's the
would
worst.
rather watch golf than watch baseball.
Yeah.
wow.
I enjoy
All right.
golf. Like
Well,
I get stumped and I yell. I'm like, yes, we got a birdie. Like,
Do you
I
hate
would-
America too? Do you hate America? Because that's terrible.
Hey, you know what else about America? They hate baseball now. Look at the ratings.
It's true. Football is number 1. Well, at least you
I
got
think I
someone
just
to talk
bodied
to.
Mike.
Gosh, at least you got someone to talk to now. Next time we talk baseball. So
Oh, sweet. I can be like, Sam didn't like it, so I don't like it. Boom.
exactly, Sam will forever be your go-to girl for it.
That's it.
Every time I hear Sam, I think of our friend Sam, little Sam Feldman, and
Terrible.
I think
He's
that
Jewish.
he is very.
Like literally. Just,
No, you know what? I wonder if he doesn't come around the next couple of days because it's like Rosh Hashanah.
Rosh Hashanah.
Yeah. So if we don't hear from him, he's not going to set his lineup. You might see him around on Twitter, Sam. He's always posting like Instagrams on like weight and stuff.
Like how to strengthen your core.
Yeah, maybe you
in
guys,
5 easy steps.
You guys will become best friends. Actually, yeah, he's a personal trainer or something, or he works at Jewel or something.
I got to be honest here, Sam. I feel like your company is missing out. Like Sweet Sweats, that sounds like it would be just something that you apply to your forehead so that when you sweat, you just like it turns into candy or something, and it drips down your face.
Or
and you're like,
at least gives it like a flavor, like, oh, well, I'm sweating into my mouth. At least it tastes
it's like, oh, cool.
watermelon.
It's like, watermelon or, guava or something like that. Or
Actually
acai.
smells good though. Like it's because it's like all made of like natural oils and stuff. It smells really good, so that's why it's called sweet.
Is it edible?
You own stock in this company, don't you?
Not toxic.
It's non-toxic. All right. That's not saying don't eat it.
You don't tell me that. You can eat a crayon. Crayons.
I'm just saying you could eat it and they would be fine because it's.
You guys, I got a question. How do you guys say crayon? Crayon, Crayola, crayon? What? How do you say it? Because those are non-toxic, which is what made me think about it.
Crayon.
Crayon, right? Like crayon.
Crown.
No, crayon.
God damn it! No, it's 2 freaking syllables.
Crown.
Crayon.
It's crown.
No, it's not.
Crayon.
CRAN.
Crayon.
The brown crown.
It's not a crayon, guys.
It's definitely not a crown. I know that.
Crayon. No, Josh. I was just wondering because people say it all differently, and I was just wondering. But
Mike says crayon.
of course, make fun of
Josh, it's crayon, not crown.
my voice.
Get all the crayons out of your pockets.
That sounded like an old Jewish woman from New York.
That'll do very good Chicago.
That was a terrible Chicago. It's not that noticeable. I actually had to tone it down. No, Jen told me, she said 2 things. Tone down the Chicago, and she said, don't make the 4-season song in the beginning so long because you're going to lose interest on people. People are going to lose interest. So
she told you not to be so Chicago.
She said, like, tone the action. No, well, when I enunciate, it comes out a little bit more. So I don't want to mumble, and so it's kind of hard. And then she said, don't play the damn song so long.
She's like, take your fedora off, unbutton your 3-piece suit, and put your Tommy gun on the kitchen table.
The stereotypes, these are very insulting stereotypes. So, Sam, thanks for joining us. You can stick around if you'd like. You can actually join in on the last segment, which is previews of Week 3 and revenge games. But I know it's past your bedtime, and so, but it's up.
Well, I do want to. I'm working on an article tonight, so hopefully I'll get that done and have that posted hopefully tomorrow.
You're still with TFA, right?
Yeah, I write for the Fantasy Authority, and unfortunately, because I have such a crazy schedule these days, I can only really give them 1 article a week.
I hear you.
I try and make it the best one I can. So.
They're great people over there. They have been so flexible. They were flexible with us. They took us in when we decided to kind of go on our own, the 3 of us, in like July of 2016. Kevin and Justin and Travis were really huge and instrumental in kind of giving us a platform to sort of be ourselves. And a year later, here we are. So yeah, we have great relationships with them. And I know you guys have grown ridiculously. I know Zach gave away his Scott Fishbowl spot to a TFA guy, Michael Stepney. So TFA
back-to-back shout-outs too.
That's right. He got mentioned the first time, and I mentioned him in the tweet, and I wonder if he listened to hear himself. Next time, Michael, we're gonna say something bad about you to see if you listen. So
he's like, great pod, guys. You did great.
Yeah, it's like, we're gonna say something terrible, and then this time he's gonna be like, oh, hey, what the fuck, man? But no, TFA is great. They're all great over there. I don't know how much Travis does over there. I know he does a pod with our friend Andrew, the guy from California. So he was actually going to fill in if Josh didn't.
I feel like Travis just bosses everybody around.
Yeah, Travis isn't that. Travis made his own parody account today, so that's exciting. But Sam, we're looking forward to reading that article. So you posted it, tweet it.
Oh yeah, for sure. And thanks for having me on. I mean,
yes. Hopefully we do this again. Maybe every couple weeks we'll get you on there for an injury report.
Yeah, that would be great. I would be stoked to do that for you.
Some breaking news or something.
Oh, well, can you guys give me a drop for breaking news? That'd be pretty sweet.
Breaking. We love breaking news. We love giving people break news when it's already broken. That's a thing that we love doing. So, yeah, we'll drop you in there somehow.
Sweet. Thanks, guys. Well, I'm going to get back to writing, and I'll check out the rest of the pod later.
Enjoy. Have a good night.
Thanks. Bye, guys.
Bye.
See ya.
She's never going to listen to it.
She'll never listen. She's gonna tell everyone she knows that we suck.
Yeah, she's gonna oh yeah, definitely.
She's like, you remember how I said I like doing fantasy? She's like, I love doing fantasy, and then I got on with these 3 dudes, and I actually just quit all my leagues.
She's like, I had to shower. I had to shower immediately after the pod because I feel disgusted.
I forfeited $400 across several leagues because I never wanted to be associated with this again.
Exactly. Last segment before we all go to bed. I know Josh already took a nap today. That went pretty well, guys. I'm not going to lie. To have our first guest on there, she was pretty awesome. So I know this is live. I think you cut me out a couple times, but it was good stuff.
You keep falling off, and I appreciate the self-praise, and feedback while we're live still. It's cool.
It said Josh was bad connection. So, and
because you weren't here.
And Zach, don't lie to me, but when we tried calling Josh 3 times, what was popping up on his voicemail?
Josh, do you use prepaid service?
Yeah, we still use in the South. We don't have anything but dial-up. So.
No. We're talking about phone call. We called you, and it was like the Ameritech subscriber you were trying to reach is out of service.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
it was like you ran out of minutes, and then we were getting told that it was like, oh, Josh is poor, so
I have to get more minutes on my phone next week, guys. So because I keep using them from the internet, and I keep using them in the pod. So.
Beautiful.
I keep going to the internet.
You go to the library.
I saw on the interweb that the Reds scored 9 runs.
The Reds.
Is that accurate?
Did they come back to beat the Cardinals?
I don't know. I don't care. Baseball's terrible. All right, let's go move on.
Revenge games. So not that many, or if there are some, we didn't get enough help from Twitter. 3 big ones. Oh man, David Johnson says fantasy is the last thing on his mind today. So, I'm just looking at ESPN.
All right, so we got Bill O'Brien revenge game.
All offensive players. Ted, huh?
Go ahead.
No, you start us off.
Bill O'Brien versus the Patriots.
Whoa.
Still.
Wow. Yes.
Bill O'Brien. Remember when he yelled at Tom Brady that one time?
He did, and Brady sat there and took it. Brady's weak. People forget Brady's weak.
He's not a leader. He could never lead the Patriots to a 6th Super Bowl, I bet.
Is Vince Wilfork the difference for one of the 2 sides?
I don't think he's playing anymore, but that's
Didn't they have a receiver? Didn't the Patriots have a receiver that played for the Texans and vice versa? I feel like one guy played for both teams.
Yeah, I don't know. I know that you play for both teams.
Hey-o.
Hey-o.
Damaris Johnson, no? Dennis Johnson?
Keyshawn Martin.
Keyshawn Martin, yes. Fuck yeah, I knew there was one. Everybody thought Keyshawn Martin was going to go crazy.
They thought he was Brandon Cooks, and then they actually just went and got Brandon Cooks.
Who's pouring water right now?
I don't know. It's not me. I think it's Zach.
Jesus.
I pee in bottles during the day, and so I just dump them out at the end of the night.
Oh, nice. Big revenge game. Ted Ginn Jr. Ginn, going to Carolina. 0-2 Saints versus the 2-0 Panthers. What do you expect from a Ginn and Juice, Josh?
I expect him to catch deep passes, but the Saints' offense is so terrible that I don't know. They're not going to do anything.
All right. Is he good?
Really bad. Just put Kamara at every position.
Kamara's good. He's good.
Of course he's good. Of course he's good. I could have told you.
He went to Tennessee?
No, because he's good.
What do you want?
He's the better running back on that team. He's the best offensive weapon on that team. Even better than Michael Thomas. Yeah, I said it. And just let him take all the roles.
All right. Fair. Zach, you want to add anything to Ted Ginn Jr.?
No, I hate him.
You do hate him. He's I feel
he's a Cardinal.
I feel like he's played for like 6 different teams, including
Cardinals.
He was a Dolphin, a Cardinal, a Niner,
Panther
twice.
Yeah.
So he's played for every NFC South team except 2 of them.
So it's half.
So he
No,
has
half of them. All of them but two.
Robert Turbin. You forget that he had a little stop in Cleveland before he went to the Colts. Between the seasons.
And a little bit of a spin zone too, as well, is that the Colts used to play in Baltimore, and the Ravens are from Baltimore. And when the Colts left, it caused the Ravens to Baltimore. They need a team, which Cleveland then moved to Baltimore. So it's kind of like a revenge game against
the city
and exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Wait, so who's getting revenge against each? I'm confused. Who's getting revenge?
They're both. It's a dual revenge game.
Who are they getting? But against two, each other?
No, actually, it's super spin zone against Terrence West because he was a Cleveland Brown. Then he went to the Ravens because they were the Cleveland Browns, and Turbin took his spot. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's a good one. Damn.
Yeah, exactly. And the Ravens played the Browns last week. So
the Browns have something to prove this week.
Yep. They are like, why are my running backs leaving? And don't forget, the Colts, Frank Gore went to the U, and they probably played Ohio State at one point in his time there.
Oh, and also Cleveland is in Ohio, and there's a University of Miami in Ohio.
Oh, yeah. And Big Ben went there, and they are in the same division. So stay woke.
It's the parallels.
Yeah. The Miami Redhawks. Yes. Speaking of the Steelers, Marcus Wheaton, if he's active and healthy, he is the only Bears player that's healthy right now, and he's playing hosting the Pittsburgh Steelers. So if you need a narrative there, if you want to start him for whatever reason, that's a big one.
Cool.
All right. And then Mike left as well, too. So he's ending it early.
Is Mike on again?
He dropped out again.
Awesome. Oh, great. Well,
we're not recording. On, is it? I don't know. Let's just assume he is, or we are.
Okay.
What's another revenge game? He usually does this. I'm like looking at this. I'm like, does he play there?
Let's see here.
What connection does his quarterback have to the current quarterback's coach?
Right.
It is a shitty week for revenge games.
It's a shitty revenge game week. I agree. A lot of division matchups, though.
Buffalo, Denver. I feel like there's a connection there. Maybe not.
Well, I mean, all the coaches have coached on the same team like multiple times at different positions. So I'm sure there's some sort of revenge game that we just don't know. Like special teams coach.
I feel like there's just like assistant coach union to where it's just like whenever one gets fired, it's just like, hey, we just need you to be a linebackers coach for a year, and then you're going to go back to offensive coordinator. It's fine.
Yeah, of course. Or, oh, man, that sucks, but we're going to put your friend from the Kansas City Chiefs in your position, and you're going to take his position on the Kansas City Chiefs. So there you go. Just switch spots.
Switch spot. You don't lose any money. You actually gain money because you're getting a bonus for signing or some shit.
Yep. So we should have been NFL coaches, bro.
I should have been. I look at them all the time, and I'm like, they just basically get to yell at grown men that would beat the shit out of them for not following a play card correctly of like a bunch of lines just drawn across the field.
Right. It's like I'm making $400,000 a year, but at that job, I can yell at people making $10 million a year, and I'm in the right because I'm the coach, even though they get paid 400% my salary.
And all it takes is like for them to talk back once, and it's like, oh, doghouse. You just lost, part of your bonus when we were going to re-sign you.
And I would totally like take advantage of that. And whenever my fantasy matchups, like if I was playing against my receiver that I was coaching, I would bench him. He'd be in the doghouse just to get more fantasy points. So I'm surprised the NFL hasn't called to give me a coaching job yet. It's actually pretty surprising.
I'm surprised I'm not a referee, actually. I guess I assume once they do like full-time referees, they'll just give me a call and they'll be like, hey, we need you. You understand what pass interference is the most out of everybody.
We gave a test and you knew what pass interference was, so you're hired.
We placed microphones in random houses across the country, and when you screamed that was pass interference, it was an 80% rate that it was actually pass interference.
Right. Wow, that's pretty good. So.
That's actually pretty close too.
Yeah. So where's Mike?
Well, we might just want to end this then because we've been going for a while, and Mike's dead.
Mike is dead.
So, I mean, we're still showing as live. I don't know if we are live. I don't know if we're recording. But it's all good. So you want to close this out then, Josh?
Yeah, I will. Thanks everyone for listening to the Botch Pod. We'd like to thank our guest, Samantha Holt or Sam Holt. She was awesome. Our first guest was awesome, Zach. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I thought it went well.
I thought it went really
we got
well.
serious.
We
It
did.
was nice.
It
Talked
was.
about real shit.
So, all right. Well, thanks for listening, guys. And tune in next week. You can find our stuff on fakepigskin.com. And be sure to check out our sponsor, draft.com or playdraft.com. It's the app draft for best ball leagues. Use the promo code fakepigskin to get a $3 entry into a draft. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. Okay, what's up?
Nothing. I'm here now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, is it still live?
No, I don't think so.
It says live in the top corner.
Hold on. Well, no one gets to this point this far out anyway, so.
Hey, is Zach in there? Okay, there he is.
Now, can you hear me?
Yeah, is it still live?
No, I don't think so.
It says live in the top corner.
Just hang up. Everyone hang
Run
up.
it.
Bye. Well, no one gets to this